In 221 BCE, Emperor Qin Shi Huang successfully unified the seven states. This ended centuries of division and conflict. He established China's first unified empire. But what if? None of this had ever happened. How would the world be different? In the first phase, we will discuss if Qin Shi Huang had never unified the seven states, which histories would no longer exist. First, the establishment of the Qin dynasty. In 221 BCE, Emperor Qin Shi Huang successfully unified the seven states and established China's first unified empire, the Qin dynasty. Had unification not been achieved, the seven states would have continued in military conflict and division, unable to establish a lasting central government. The political situation would have been looser, and regional separatism might have continued. Without a strong unifying force, China would not have attracted external attention, delaying the opening of the Silk Road. The expansion of global trade would have become slower and delayed China's contact with the Western world. Second, the establishment of the centralized system. After unification, Emperor Qin established a powerful centralized system and implemented unified laws, measurements, currency, and writing systems, making China's administrative system highly efficient. Had unification not occurred, the seven states would have governed independently, and their administrative systems would have been fragmented, leading to difficulties in coordination and management. Later dynasties, such as the Han dynasty, the Sui dynasty, and the Tang dynasty, would have been unable to directly inherit this centralized political system. Third, the construction of the Great Wall. Emperor Qin's Great Wall was built to defend against invasions by northern nomadic tribes, such as the Xiongnu. Had unification not been achieved, Emperor Qin would not have been able to mobilize national resources to construct this massive defense project. In a divided China, China's defenses would have been extremely weak. The threats from the northern Xiongnu and other nomadic tribes would have been more severe. The various states would not have been able to concentrate their forces to defend against foreign invasions like the Qin dynasty. They would have faced more frequent foreign invasions. Such a situation would have forced other major powers to strengthen their own defenses and engage in longer-term military competition with surrounding nomadic tribes. This would have greatly delayed the establishment of China's northern defense system. Fourth, the burning of books and burying of scholars. The burning of books and burying of scholars was an extreme measure taken by Qin Shi Huang to solidify his rule. It was an extreme method to forcibly unify thought. If the seven states had not been unified, this cultural policy would not have occurred. The academic and cultural systems of each state would have remained diverse. Confucianism, Taoism, legalism, and other philosophies would have been able to coexist. Such a diversified ideological system would have promoted the development of various cultures, and it would have had a profound impact on the later Chinese bureaucratic system and governance model. Second phase, we will explore. If Qin Shi Huang had never unified the seven states, history might have developed this way. First, China's division and the intensification of competition in East Asia. In the absence of unification, East Asia would have entered a long period of division and internal competition. Qi State, Chu State, Yan State, and others would have continued to compete and might have expanded their foreign territorial ambitions. This would have intensified military and trade conflicts with other regions in Asia and Europe. Such a situation would have encouraged Central Asia, Persia, and other forces to launch military challenges against China earlier, and would have accelerated cross-continental military and cultural exchanges. Second, China would not have been able to lead the global technological revolution. If China had remained in a state of division for a long time, China's technology and inventions, such as gunpowder, the compass, papermaking, etc., these inventions might have been delayed in spreading. This would have allowed other civilizations to develop new technologies and knowledge systems based on their own needs. Technological development in other regions might have occurred earlier. For example, Indian mathematics, Arab astronomy, Persian medicine, and other fields might have had revolutionary progress before China, and this would have pushed forward global technological development. Third, The European age of exploration and the discovery of the New World would have been delayed. Had China not unified and been slow to open up to the outside world, European explorers and colonizers might not have made contact with China as early as they did in history. This would have delayed the discovery of the New World. European exploration might have focused on other regions, such as Africa, India, or the Middle East. This would have further delayed the exchange of world trade and civilizations. Fourth, the early rise of East Asian powers. If China had failed to unify, other East Asian powers, such as Korea, Japan, and others, might have risen earlier within the region, and in the following centuries would have had closer ties with the Eurasian world. This would have made East Asian culture and military and economic development enter a completely new pattern, and would have led to earlier contact with the Western world. This would have changed the global balance of power. The world map would have been completely different from what we see today. History is a one-way river, but we can think against the current. If that dream of unification had not been realized on this land, the civilizations we are familiar with might never have appeared, and we ourselves might also live in another kind of world. One person's decision, the success or failure of unification, is enough to change the whole world.